There are over 100 types of doors, from accordion to French doors to traditional to sliding doors, you name it. Can you tell that I watch HGTV? Shout out to my wife. She has definitely been putting me on. But Jesus said that he is the door. In today's video, we'll answer the question of why. Welcome into Overt Conversations. I'm Dan Davis II. If you'll do me a huge favor, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for future videos. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and you can be a great contributor to this. We are in part 3 of our 7-part series, the Jesus I Am statements. In part 1, we talked about Jesus being the bread of life and the importance of bread throughout the Old and New Testament. We talked about Jesus being the light of the world in part 2 and how he's called us to be light in this dark world as well. And today we're going to be talking about Jesus's third I am statement. I am the door. When Noah builds the ark and allows all of the animals 2 by 2 to come up on the ark before God floods the earth and destroys it. That door, the closing of that door, symbolized protection from what is outside, destruction and chaos, and preservation for what is inside, that being life. We also see the importance of doors in Exodus, where the Israelites are in captivity by Egypt. Exodus 12:23. When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the top and sides of the doorframe and will pass over the doorway. He will not permit the destroyer to enter your house and strike you down. Several plagues happen, from locusts eating all of the crops to disease and famine to blood in the river. But yet Pharaoh still was hard-headed. So God told Moses to tell the Israelites to sacrifice a lamb. Put the blood of that lamb on the doorpost, and when the angel of death comes, he will pass over the Israelites and kill the firstborn of every person that didn't have blood on their doorpost. So in this story, we see a door and blood on it, symbolizing protection from death. Doors also represent presence. When the tabernacle was built, the only people that could go past the threshold into the Holy of Holies were the priests. There was a door that only priests had access to, that only the tribe of Levi had access to. Doors in the Old Testament represented boundaries, access points, protection. There are people that delay their relationship with God because they want to continue to have this temporary fun here on earth. But the Bible talks about what happens if you don't do it, if you don't cultivate that relationship with God in a timely manner. The parable of the 10 virgins is a great example found in Matthew 25. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps but did not take any oil with them. The wise, however, took oil in jars along with their lamps. The bridegroom was a long time in coming, and they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, the cry rang out, "Here's the bridegroom. Come out to meet him." Then all the virgins woke up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out." "No," they replied, "there may not be enough for both of us and you. Instead, go to those who sell the oil and buy some for yourselves." But while they were on their way to buy oil, the bridegroom arrived. The virgins who were ready went in with him to the wedding banquet, and the door was shut. Later, the others also came. "Sir, sir," they said, Open the door for us." But he replied, "Truly, I tell you, I don't know you. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know the day or the hour." We do not know the day or the hour of when Jesus is going to return. So this is a plea. Please accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. You don't want that door to shut on you and time to run out. The door in this parable represents judgment. As the bridegroom closed the door and the 5 virgins who were out to get oil at the last minute came to the door, they knocked. But the bridegroom said, "I don't know you." And then we get down to this statement found in John 10:9. "I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture." Jesus is the door. He is the access to God. He protects us from evil, and only through him are we saved. Jesus is the door of the ark during the flood. He is our protection from judgment and the destruction that we all deserve as sinners. Jesus is the Passover because his blood was shed so that death would bypass us. Jesus is our access. No longer do we have to go to a priest to be in presence with God. No longer is there a veil that pushes out those that aren't a part of a specific bloodline. As long as we have our faith and trust in Jesus Christ, we have access to him. On the day that he was crucified, the skies went dark and the veil in the temple ripped. That shows us that we have access to the Father through Jesus Christ. Some people think that there are many doors to God. There are many ways to God. And the truth is, Jesus said that I am the door, not a door. Remember the summer months as a child? Our friends would knock on the door and ask our parents if we could come out. What was one thing our parents used to tell us? Don't keep coming in and out of the house. You're letting the good air out. Parents used to say, "Hey, you either stay in or out, man." I'm here to tell you that you still have time to come through the door. I understand that many of us are going back and forth in and out of the door or letting some of that good air out. And there will come a time where your dad or your mom says, "You know what? I'm closing the door and I'm gonna lock it." Some of us are coming in and out because we want something to eat or we want something to drink. Jesus is the bread of life. You'll never hunger or thirst again. Some of you are going back and forth in and out of the house because you're snacking on the presents and then going out and having fun with your friends. I'm here to tell you that fun with your friends, when the street lights come on, the time is up. And if you don't come in by the street light, the door is shut. I want you to think about that when you think about eternity. There will come a time where going outside and being with your friends will fade. There will come a time when having fun with the sin and doing all the things that you want to do will fade. Please don't be that person that when the street light comes on, you're knocking on the door asking to be let in. There will come a time when time itself will cease to exist. Which side of the door will you be standing on? Open up the door to your heart and allow Jesus to come in. He's knocking. Walk through the only door of everlasting life. Jesus is the door to salvation. I pray that this message blessed you. Much love, Godspeed, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.